Smash speculation never rests, and that should be evidenced by now. The latest talk is revolving around the character KOSMOS from the Xenosaga series. Now, if you don't know Xenosaga, it was an RPG series from back in the early 2000s, developed by Monolith Soft and published by Bandai Namco. Monolith Soft being the same people that brought you the Xenoblade series. In fact, KOSMOS is even in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, giving that shout out to such a popular character from the original Xenosaga series. Now, why is KOSMOS being talked about? Well, it all revolves around a possible 4chan leak that someone found and has been circulating. So the first part of this leak comes from the user and says, "Last character in the past is KOSMOS. She's planned for release in early 2020. Reimu and Ryu Hayabusa are in, but early in development. They're supposed to be revealed after the end of the pass. I don't know if they're part of another pass or just dropped randomly like Piranha Plant. Screenshot this, see you in 2020. Now, there's a couple curious things about this, so let's run through them. First is the date, being posted on September 12th. Now, at that point, Ryu Hayabusa had already been talked about a bit thanks to I Am Shifty and other people covering that leak, so he was being speculated already. However, that was certainly before any of the brew nonsense, and definitely before the uproar of all this Reimu talk that's currently going on. Now, I will say these two characters are ones that are commonly talked about in speculation. However, KOSMOS is a name that you don't hear thrown around too often. She definitely has some dedicated fans, but I'd by no means say she's one of the more popular speculated or requested characters. So it's interesting to see her here tagged along on a leak. Now, let's clarify why this leak is even being taken seriously, since it's just some random person saying stuff on 4chan. Well, here's the interesting part. There is in fact another leak on 4chan that got stuff right back in June. Let's have a look at that one. Codename Brave is Dragon Quest Hero. I don't actually know what the default will be, but it's like Bowser Jr. where it's a bunch of Dragon Quest heroes as different skins for the same character. Next code is named Buddy. It's Banjo and Kazooie. Probably. I'm not sure since I tried to play it cool and my source was making another friend squirm by just smugly smiling at him while the friend kept saying it can't be Banjo, it can't be, things would be too good. There was confirmation that Codename Buddy is some kind of Western representation. Both are to be revealed during E3. You can screenshot this if you'd like. Now, why are these two leaks being tied together? Well, it all comes down to this skeptical cat photo tied to the leak. Since it's pretty much impossible to verify anonymous posters on 4chan, we have no way of knowing if these two posts were made by in fact the same person. However, what is interesting is that cat photo used. Now, you are actually able to search 4chan for posts using the same image name, and when plugging in the image name for the cat photo, it brings up all the posts from the past year. There aren't that many of them, only 16, and of those posts, these two leaks are both using that same image, with none of the other posts using that image talking about leaks. So yes, basically what's tying these two leaks together is in fact this cat picture. Now, regardless of that, I do want to talk about piggybacking, since I know that will come up. Banjo was heavily rumored and leaked by Reset Era admin Shinobi602. Now, this 4chan leak for Banjo actually predates Shinobi's leak by 2 days, meaning he definitely wouldn't have been piggybacking off Shinobi's confirmation. Now, Banjo was always going to be a heavily speculated character, going back to all the way when Papagenos first got the tip from a source about Banjo being in, all the way back during the Grinch leak times. Now, Banjo was, like I said, always going to be speculated, but it's interesting to note that this leak of him did come out, in fact, before Shinobi's. Now, again, one of the important parts in all of this is that we really don't have any way of verifying that these two posters are the same person. This could definitely be someone attempting to mimic the style of that previous leak in hopes that people would try and link them together, as we are doing right now. And that is where people are going to have to decide. Do you think this is the same person, or do you think this is someone's attempt at being a copycat? Personally, I don't really know. I think KOSMOS is a weird choice to round out the DLC because I don't think she would generate that much hype for the general public. That's not to say she's a bad choice overall, just that ending the pass on her feels a bit odd. However, it's worth noting that Nintendo has sort of developed a pattern now with the final character reveals being a bit lackluster in terms of hype levels. The last base roster reveal for Smash 4 was Duck Hunt Dog. Certainly an iconic character, but I don't think anyone was clamoring and foaming at the mouth when they saw that reveal. And for the end of Smash 4 DLC, it was essentially rounded out with Corrin and Bayonetta. Now, Bayonetta supposedly won the fan poll, so I'm not counting her as a Nintendo choice. Nintendo's last reveal was essentially Corrin, who was nothing more than an advertisement for the upcoming North American release of their game. And we all know about the dreaded box theory and the culmination of Ultimate's base roster with Cannon and Incineroar, and then the troll edition of Piranha Plant, which as expected would get people somewhat talking, but the hype would fade incredibly fast. So in context, I'd say that someone like KOSMOS could actually fit what we've gotten from Nintendo in the past in terms of the final character reveals, but only time is going to tell. Right now I can't say I'm backing this leak, but it certainly is an interesting one to say the least. And another aspect to think about is KOSMOS is technically a Bandai character, and we still have not got another one since Pac-Man, so this could be, Namco's character finally slotting in and dashing the hopes of, for me, Lloyd, and I'm sure a lot of other people, Lloyd Irving out there. But that is going to bring us to the end of the video, guys, so please let me know down below what you guys think of this, whether it could be a real leak or it's just someone copycatting. As always, if you want to keep up with my future content, make sure to subscribe and notifications on. My social media links are down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.